Hi everybody, this is Jamal from Jay's Internet Solutions. Welcome to episode 5 of Jay's TV. Today we are going to talk about the psychology of the internet. Now this subject really sort of excites me because I'm interested in psychology. I read a lot about it, and I even hope to do a degree in psychology one day because I like to know how people think and why people do things, right? So like Anthony Robbins is someone that I sort of follow. I listen to his talks and I read his books. And he says that people say he's a motivational speaker. And people have even told me that. But he says that he's not, he see himself as a motivational speaker. He says, I'm the why guy. That's what he says. He says that he wants to know why people do things. And what has been sort of very intriguing for me is to understand and to sort of explore why people do things on the internet and why Web 2.0 is so successful, why Web 2.0 companies are so successful. So I want to talk a bit about that. Now, firstly, the era of Web 2.0 that we're in has also been called the social web, right? It's the web of people, right? And I said this in a previous episode that it's all about the people. It's not about the technology. It's not about how good these sites are and how they are sort of created and developed. And that does, of course, play a big impact. The sites need to be good. They need to be functional. But the main thing is the people, right? And we also spoke about user-generated content. So it's all about people, all about the social aspect of the internet, right? The founder of sociology, he said that human beings are social creatures, right? We have to interact with other people, right? And beyond that, it was stated that if a human being is secluded and sort of put in confinement for a long period of time, that human being will eventually start talking to himself, number one, and also start speaking even to the cockroaches and the insects, sort of that are around him. And I actually want to find out more details of the study, but suffice to say that is true, and we all do sort of understand that. We all want to share, we all want to talk about things. And what I did mention in the previous episode is that social media is word of mouth on steroids, right? Now, in a business sense, one of the key components of business is marketing, right? Peter Drucker, who is a very famous business person in the States, he says that the success of all business is dependent on two things, right? The first thing is sales and marketing, and the second thing is innovation, right? So if you continuously innovate your business and yourself, and you always pursue sales and marketing, then you will have a successful business. And if social media is marketing on or word of mouth on steroids, and word of mouth is the best form of marketing, then the social web is extremely powerful for business, and a powerful means to get our business out there and to expand sort of our market share, right? So Web 2.0 sort of allows for all of this, and it sort of has Web 2.0 fits in extremely well with human nature, right? People want to talk, people want to share, people want to recommend items, people want to say what brands they like, people want to say what brands they dislike, right? Also, trust is a huge component of business. I attended a talk one day by Roger Hamilton. Many of you might know him from the Excel Foundation, and he said that our business is built on trust. He said our business is built on the speed of trust, right? So trust is a huge thing, and trust is sort of enhanced on the internet because everything is exposed, right? Gary Vaynerchuk one day on stage, he said that the truth is undefeated, right? So online people are talking about brands, and the true essence, the true nature of these companies and these brands are being exposed on the internet, as opposed to a one-dimensional billboard ad or a one-dimensional two-page magazine ad, right, which doesn't talk about the real essence of the brand and about the company, but it's just sort of a marketing and an advertising push to the clients and the public, but it doesn't have any sort of conversation and real life experiences about that brand. And the web now facilitates that sort of conversation. So we want to sort of have trust with people. Trust is a big thing with human beings, and trust is now being sort of opened up on the internet, where we now know more intuitively and more sort of effectively which brands we can trust, which brands we can't trust, and things are being exposed. Even with besides what the web is doing, big companies, that are involved in scandalous sort of activities, they're being exposed, and their brand value is being decreased, right? Because people have options now. People can choose who to deal with. You're not confined to your city and your country even anymore. You can do the same type of business with people all over the world, and people are willing to do the business, right? There are people, good people that can be trusted, that are willing to do the business. So it's now essential for businesses and companies that want to succeed to sort of be trustworthy, as it were, right? Then I want to speak about Anthony Robbins again. In 2006, Anthony Robbins gave a talk at a TED conference. TED is a facility, an organization that facilitates inspiring minds, inspiring ideas, and they have several conferences where they invite speakers from all over the world to talk about different concepts. So people like Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Anthony Robbins, Al Gore, these type of people speak at TED, and those are the names we know. And then there are also a bunch of people that we don't know, that we've never heard of, that speak at TED, and they are, they have awesome ideas about how to change the world, how to improve life, how to improve business, and all of these things. So I really suggest you go to TED.com and check those videos out. And in 2006, Anthony Robbins gave a talk at TED where he spoke about the 6 human needs of human beings, right? Or the 6 human needs that we have. And he spoke about it in an offline context. He wasn't talking about the internet, right? This was 2006, and Twitter was born at the time, but Twitter wasn't popular as it is, as popular as it is now. So he was speaking about the 6 human needs, and funny enough, in 2009, which is last year, Anthony Robbins spoke at a Twitter conference, right? So there's been several Twitter conferences around the world, or actually in the States only, I think. And at one of these Twitter conferences, Anthony Robbins was invited. He was there personally, and we watched that event live via online internet streaming. And at that conference, Anthony Robbins spoke about how Twitter fulfills the 6 human needs, right? Now, Anthony Robbins is not a technological guy. Anthony Robbins is, someone whose business doesn't revolve around the internet. He studies people, he researches human behavior, and he studies, why people do things, and the psychology behind business, behind personal sort of relations, all of those things. So I want to talk about the 6 human needs that Anthony Robbins says we all need, and he says that Twitter fulfills these needs. And I would go a step beyond and say that Facebook fulfills these needs just as well. So the first need is certainty, right? Everyone needs certainty. Like the roof in this building, I have certainty that the roof is not going to collapse. If I didn't have that certainty, I wouldn't come into this room. So there's a lot of certainty that we need in order sort of to go and go through our normal daily life. And on Twitter and Facebook, there's certainty that you'll always find someone there, right? Someone is always online somewhere in the world. It's virtually impossible in today's day and age to go on Facebook or Twitter and not find someone who is online at that exact moment, right? So there's certainty that we will find information. There's certainty that we will be able to talk to someone at any time, right? Then Anthony Robbins says we also have a need for uncertainty or variety, right? So, why do we watch a new movie, right? Because we are uncertain what the end will be. And if you're watching a new movie next to someone who had watched the movie, likely you're going to tell the person, please don't tell me how it's going to end, because you want that uncertainty, you want that variety, right? And with Twitter and Facebook, you never know and you can never predict. It's impossible to predict what you're going to find out when you go to those sites, because people are talking about all sorts of things. You will learn all sorts of new things, and what you will get is, you're uncertain what you're going to get. So people need that. So that's another need that people have that is fulfilled by Twitter and Facebook. And then significance, right? Easily within a snap you can be significant on these websites. And offline we have a need for significance. We don't want to be ignored. People want to be noticed. People want to be acknowledged. And on Facebook and Twitter, the significance is easily gained, right? By just saying something that is good, getting a quote out of a good book, sharing that with people, immediately you get significance, because there's no hierarchy. Everything is flat, right? Like we said in a previous episode, the book by Thomas Friedman, where he said that the world is flat. So everything is flat on Facebook and Twitter. Whether you're the CEO of a big corporation or whether you're just a lay person who drives a truck, you can add the same amount of value and be significant in the same way. Then we have we have a need for connection and love, right? According to Anthony Robbins. And we want to be connected to people, right? We want to know, hey, that's my friend. We want to say that this person. We want to feel loved by people. We want this connection. We're human beings, right? So we're social creatures, and offline we want this. That's why we interact with people. That's why we love our families. We love our friends. And online it's the same, right? So people have this. You feel a connection with people that you networked with, even though you've never met them, even though you've never spoken to them on the telephone. And I can talk from personal experience. I have very strong friendships that I've been carrying on for years now with people that I've never seen or never really spoken to on the telephone even. The fifth human need is growth, right? We all want to grow offline. We want to learn. That's why we read books. That's why we talk to people. That's why we ask people questions, because we want to grow. And online, that need is fulfilled, because I said this on Twitter once, that it's impossible to go onto Twitter for 5 minutes and not learn something. It's impossible, right? Because people are talking about all sorts of things. Value is being created all the time, and we all are growing, right? It's phenomenal. The sixth human need is contribution, right? We need to contribute in our society. That's why we always get involved in welfare organizations or charity organizations, because we have a need. It's a human need to contribute, to give of ourselves to benefit others. And online, we are able to fulfill that need also. So people ask questions. They want to know about certain things online. And if you know about it, you can answer them. And what even I do in this contribution area is, if someone asks a question online and I don't know, I'll even go and research that and tell them the answer, right? Because I know the web pretty well. I know how to research. I know where to look. So what I'll do is I will actually go and research for them in order to contribute, right? So very quickly, that's the 6 human needs as explained by Anthony Robbins. And these are the reasons he says why Twitter works. I'll say that it's the reason why Facebook works as well. And for all of these reasons that we've summarized now, this is why the web is powerful today, right? It's not just about the technology and about Facebook being an awesome company. It's not about that. It's about these websites fulfilling our needs. That's why we use them, and that's why we can expand our businesses and our networks on these websites. So I hope you've enjoyed that session. This is the end of the first week of Jace TV. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stay tuned. I hope you are telling your friends about it. And next week we are going to go in a bit more detail. So this week was a lot of overview stuff, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy your weekend. This is Jamal from Jace Internet Solutions. Until next time, crush it.